A third person charged in relation to the alleged murder of 17-year-old Phoebe Bishop has appeared in court. 30-year-old Kieren Mittelheuser has been accused of using the Queensland teen's phone to interfere with the police investigation. He did not apply for bail. He is now set to front court again in late August. It is now believed that his lawyer has asked for a brief of evidence, and his arrest comes after Phoebe's two housemates, James Wood and Tanika Bromley, were charged over the teen's alleged murder. And for more, we are joined by Dr. Xanthi Mallet, criminologist, live on the Gold Coast for us this morning. Good morning to you, Xanthi. This is an horrific case here. What more do we know about Kieren Mittelheuser so far and his alleged connection here to Phoebe Bishop?
Good morning, David. Well, what we know so far, is a little about the connection between him, and that really comes through the two housemates who have already been charged over Phoebe's alleged murder. So he apparently, as you say, used Phoebe's phone after her death and also accessed her bank accounts. And by interfering with the case, my understanding is that that would be potentially trying to demonstrate that Phoebe was alive after she had in fact been killed.
Right, so the accused lawyer has now reportedly asked for a brief of evidence. What would that look like?
Well, a brief of evidence is basically a summary of everything that the Crown intends to rely on as part of its case, but that takes some time to put together. So they may have asked in these very early days for that brief of evidence, but that won't be available until much later, and the judge will actually set down a date at which point the prosecution have to present that to the defence. But we're talking at least a couple of months' time after the first court date, so they're going to have to wait a little while before they get to see the evidence that the Crown is going to rely on.
Is he likely to appear in court with the other two accused in this case? Is that how that would work?
It really depends. It's very early days. It depends on the pleas that are entered, and we're not at that stage yet. So we're going to have to wait and see how this prosecution goes forward. But certainly the police are still going to be building those briefs of evidence, the witness statements, collecting all of the electronic evidence, for example. So there's still a long way to go before we know exactly what this case is going to look like.
Right, so then walk us through those exact next steps then.
Yeah, so the police are going to be preparing their case. So this won't be back in court for a few weeks yet, at which point they will talk about what the different parties need to go forward to make this a fair case. So then the police will look at all of the evidence and say how long they need. The judge will set down that date. And at that point, the brief will be provided to the defence so they can see exactly what they're looking at.
Well, hopefully this family is going to get some answers soon. Xanthi, thanks for your time this morning.